But of course, the Museum of Death. Some of you may have heard of this, some of you may have not, and this is a new thing and you're just clicking on this video like, what's the Museum of Death? It's about what it sounds like. I am here to give you a review of it. I flat out have a very mixed feeling about the Museum of Death. That does not mean that I did not like it, but that also does not mean that I loved it. So I'm kind of like somewhere in the middle. I'm not going to tell you any of the exhibits or the specific things that they display to you there, but I will be telling you kind of a general outline of what my experience was and kind of what maybe things you should and shouldn't expect. So let's dive right into it. But right now I am rocking one of the Museum of Death t-shirts. Pretty snazzy. The first time I went there was with my boyfriend, and honestly I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. Being that there is no photos or videos allowed in the museum, for good reason, there's not really much to work off of like what to expect to see or to experience when you're there. A lot of the reviews were saying that it wasn't as scary as they were assuming it was going to be, so I feel like some people think that it's more of like a horror haunted house thing. I guess this guy's just gonna be doing his yard work, so don't mind that. The actual museum is actually pretty small. It's in the very front, it's got this gorgeous mural, flowers all arched around it, and it's actually kind of pretty. Going in, I believe the last time I was there, the admission was $15. I feel like it's a pretty good price for what they're offering. The museum itself is actually pretty small. It's kind of like a small house, and that's what the feel of it is. They're very small rooms with a lot of exhibits all piled into one. So it's a self-guided tour. You pay the $15, you go to your right, and you'll start to wander through each room. And the kind of displays that they have are serial killers, cannibalism, executions, funerals, and the process of embalming a body, taxidermy, famous deaths. I think those are all the big displays. All the other ones are kind of smaller and in the hallways. At the very end, when you kind of finish the tour all the way around, there is a theater of sort that has a video, kind of an old, outdated video. Maybe that's just kind of the aesthetic that they're going for. But it is a video that is mainly uncensored of deaths happening and post-death. They are all real videos. It's all raw footage. So again, that's another reason if you can't handle gore, then I highly suggest not to go. They do have videos playing throughout the museum, so you can stand and watch them. A lot of them are lengthy, and I have never stand long enough to watch a full video through. I feel like all of them are lengthy and probably a full documentary. The good things, the things that I really liked about this museum was that it did not censor anything. That being said, I feel like that's both a good thing and a bad thing. None of it is fluff, so let's say that. There were a couple things that I saw in that museum that did really hit a nerve. It was more realization that these things happen. I mean, obviously, you know, I know that these things happen, but it's just like you realize how close to home death is. This turned into a really deep video. I felt like personally that was a good thing, just because it kind of reminded you that there are people that do these things. There are so many things that happen every single day, and death is all around us. It's not something that we can avoid, and honestly a lot of us just pretend it doesn't happen until it does. So that I think was a good aspect in my eyes. It just kind of brought that all back to reality of this is not just something you see in the TV. There are a lot of displays. There's so much information to read. There are so many things to look at. So your $15 is really gonna go a long way, because if you really take the time to stop and watch some of the videos and stop and read the articles about the artifacts and the exhibits, you do get a lot of information. If this is something that you're interested in, you will not be wasting this $15. The bad things. If you are somebody who kind of picks up on like vibes or energies or things like that, this is a very heavy energy that this museum carries. You walk in and immediately you will feel kind of suffocated. But I mean, it's just a gut thing. You know, you meet somebody and sometimes you just know, I don't like you. And you don't know why. You don't know why. So it's kind of like that when you just walk into a room and you feel like something's wrong. That is the feeling that you get when you walk in there. So if you can deal with that heavy, constricting energy and that weird, like, something's really off type of feeling throughout this whole tour, that's also something that I would hope that you are going to expect. That is my opinion, my rundown, and my experience with the Museum of Death in Hollywood. Yeah, again, there are things that I like about it, and there are things that kind of make me a little uncomfortable, but it's a Museum of Death, so why would it be comfortable? Anyway, I hope you find this video helpful if you are planning on going to the Museum of Death, and hopefully you do enjoy your time and you do learn a lot while you're there, because I personally felt like that I did learn a lot. As always, good luck to you guys, and I'll see you later.